So, what up, though? This is Reyes Poetry, and we are on the 28th floor of the Hollywood Casino at Greektown for our series for South by Southwest Music Festival and our showcase at Backwoods and Bonfires. I'm here with my wonderful hosts, co-hosts. I don't like the word co-host, but hosts.
Gesture Coy.
Xavier, go by Barely Hispanic on the internet.
Yeah, barely Hispanic, barely Latino, barely Puerto Rican, barely Dominican, all
Pablo.
that. Pablo.
That
so,
one just don't even make sense.
Yo, we've been interviewing a lot of our friends that are a part of the culture here in Detroit, and we have Racquel Soledad with the
Air horn.
horns and stuff. Yeah, so man, we just get into the conversation. So, I've seen you moving around the city, moving around the scene, creating music, art. You have like this whole other element, which I think is different than a lot of other artists. We see a lot of artists just kind of stand, and I mean, that's cool. But I feel like you have this vibe that you're creating where you actually curate. You have backup singers, dancers. So I'm just curious to know, like, what are the artists that influenced, not so much your music, because we can get into that, but that curation side of your music, right? That other level that a lot of artists don't bring to their performance.
I feel like I've just always been drawn to, I guess, like, just tour, like, Justin Timberlake, like, old Britney Spears, like, just crazy production. I've always, like, looked to the dancers, I feel like, before, like, paying attention to an artist.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I grew up a dancer before I started making music, so I feel like that's always been the forefront, like, in my brain. Like, I always want to see something visually. And I feel like it just brings such a bigger story, bigger picture, I love visuals.
As the self-proclaimed president of the fan club, one thing I always talk about, especially just like I admire as an artist, is you see the whole thing. Like talking to your team. And I remember one day walking up to them and was like, yo, like, y'all are sick. They're like, that's not us. That's Racquel. And I was like, damn, like, just not only learn that you do the whole vision, but how can you explain that process of, like, okay, you make the music, but when you're making the music, are you seeing it? Like, how does that all, like, it meshes together so well, but what's the process behind it?
I feel like it's so crazy, too, because when I first started, like, when I had auditions, I'd never imagined it to ever even be anything like this. When I first started making music, I made super slow, sad, like, in your feelings, like, super depressed, like, go get some help, for sure. And I was like, okay, wait, I'm a dancer. Like, why am I not making music even, like, I can move to? So, yeah, I feel like it started off of that. Like, I'd be like, okay, I hear this beat. And originally, like, my first thought was, like, okay, I would move to this. And then it just, I don't know, I totally, like, new, like, bag formed. And yeah, I got my backup dancers, and I feel like everything just, like, meshed perfect. They would hear a song, and I would know exactly who in the group would be like, okay, this is your bag, like, you got this. Or we'd split off into groups and be like, okay, you do this section, you do this section. Like, we'd be in, like, different corners of this little studio and just all come together, and we're like, all right, everybody, like, just show out, like, just do it in order, and, like, pieces would kind of just form out of absolutely nowhere. And I always thought it was crazy because I'm like, okay, this isn't necessarily, like, your type of music you would be listening to or a type of dance you would typically, like, create on the norm. And it always just made complete sense. Like, they tell my story perfectly. Like,
it works.
It's crazy.
I'm curious because you mentioned that you were a dancer before starting to make music. What did that look like? Because I feel like dance is one of the things that I think most people have less direct contact with, you know what I mean? Like, unless it's, like, break dance, or, you know, like, just, like, these very, like, larger kind of concepts that people have. So, like, what is your background as a dancer? Like, what were you doing?
Well, I started dancing when I was 3 at Gotta Dance Studios in Sterling Heights. I grew up just watching my sisters dance. Both my older sisters were huge in the studio, so I was like, okay, might as well, you know. And yeah, I started with, like, little things like ballet, tap, jazz, hip hop.
Were you a competitor girly? Were you one of the...
Yeah, were you...
I was and wasn't. Like, I feel like I was, like, I loved dance so much, and then I'd get in, like, to, like, competition stuff, and I'd be like, you guys are weird. Like,
yeah, it's a really weird space to operate in.
Weird. But it's like, yeah, I was, like, super on and off with that. Like, I'd quit dance. I'd try to learn things about myself. I taught myself like gymnastics, like little stupid things like here and there, like just pushing my bag in like different areas. Oh, I'm dancing and now I'm gonna flip. Like, like just crazy, stupid shit. I joined performing arts, and I feel like just where I am now is super based off of like I gained stage presence super young.
Yeah,
like I had
you
to
do it
be
so well. Like one thing I have said every time is you can see the rehearsal. You can see the like, damn, they've been together for 150 million hours. Like y'all live and breathe that. And what's it like working with your team? Like you've curated this thing. It's something that you didn't think was gonna happen, and now it's here. It's fucking amazing. How does that now carry the music? Because at first you're like, you can fuck off the music when it's just you. Yeah. But now you got the whole team on your back.
It's been the craziest experience, I feel like. I went into the audition really not knowing anybody there. I had, like, almost 30 people show up to this audition that, like, popped into my mind 2 weeks before I had it. Like, it was the craziest thing ever. And I was supposed to only pick 4 to 6 dancers, and I picked 10. Because I was like, holy shit. Like, you guys are crazy.
4 plus 6.
6 is...
It sounds like a culture creator trip. 6 of us.
Sounds like today's interviews.
17. Sounds like our Dominican Republic trip.
But I was like, damn, like, I'm about to pick, like, my family, like, my best friends. I'm about to be with them all the time. And I was so nervous about that. And I ended up literally picking my best friends. Like, we all just mesh so well. And... yeah, like our first couple months, I feel like because I had so much for them to like be learning, like so much new music. We were in rehearsals from probably like 8, 9 p.m. till like almost 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
like
does some grind hours.
Grind as hell, and I feel like so much came from that. And I don't know, I feel like I couldn't be without that. I feel like that's just a huge part of me and my music, and they've built a lot of that, 1,000%.
So tell us about your music a little bit. Like, so the process, we know you as a dancer, you know, we've talked about how polished your show is. How do you select what songs that are like, you know, are you writing? Do you have a team? Are you creating? Like how does that work? What is the process of putting out actual music?
I feel like I am my whole team.
So you feel like everybody who we interviewed today.
Yeah, literally. It's hard nowadays to really like find those people. That's why I'm glad I found my team, because I feel like everybody is kind of for themselves in a lot of aspects. Yeah. And yeah, I feel like I started writing when I was like 10, kind of just more poetry, or I remember guys used to try to like out rap me, and I was like, okay, roast and rap. But yeah, from that I feel like, why are you laughing at me?
Hey Tommy, look up real quick. If you open up the internet and Google's.
No, yeah. Tell Tommy, get on LinkedIn and see what's around. Because you're fired.
Yeah, because you suck today.
Damn. Anyway, sorry.
But my music. I feel like I don't necessarily have a genre for real yet either. I know I'm like super in the like pop R&B realm, but I feel like I'm constantly exploring that, and I feel like I get in these modes where if I feel too comfortable, I like throw myself somewhere else. Like I'm like like I can't. Like I even really quick got super comfortable performing on stage with my team, and I was like, okay, I need a band. I need backup singers. Like I need something else. Like need to keep continuing to like add elements. So that's where I'm at like with my music right now. I feel like I'm getting more in like my SZA bag, like my melodic-y rappy bag. Cause yeah, I went from super slow to super like dance hall-y to I'm gonna throw some Spanish in there. Like, so I don't know. It's very everywhere.
Speaking of that, Soledad, right? Like, so what's your background? Like, what's your?
I'm Mexican, Native American, and Polish, and thousands of other things. Irish. Happy St. Patrick's Day. But yeah, I grew up. I don't speak Spanish. I wish I did.
I don't either. Do you?
I get by.
You dabble?
He faking.
Yeah.
Get by.
He's
dabbles.
like 100% fluent, but won't.
Barely Spanish speaking. He dabbles.
Yeah.
He dabbles.
It's all a fake.
It's just me trying to disappoint my parents. That's really
Hey,
all
I love it. I love
Aren't
that.
we
I
all?
love that for you, King.
Yeah.
I love that for you.
But no, I feel like writing in Spanish, like writing music in Spanish, will help me a little bit in that realm.
For sure.
But I'm lacking there.
Man, if Selena can do it, you could do it.
That's what I'm saying. Like originally, my artist name was Soledad, and I was like, people are gonna
They're gonna
literally
be like,
hate
They're
me.
gonna be like, no.
Who do you think you are? Like, everybody. My first couple shows, if I did like Hispanic shows, like Hispanic festivals, I'd have like older Hispanic men come up to me and just start speaking Spanish, and I'm like,
Yeah, they were going to do that to you regardless.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You couldn't help that
You're
one.
never gonna get away from that one.
Creeper vibes everywhere, but
All the TOs.
no, I'm sick about it though. I wish I spoke Spanish.
no, I feel your pain. Barely Hispanic doesn't. I feel your pain. I feel your pain.
No, I'm there.
How much of that part of you comes out in your music, you know?
I feel like it comes out more in my dancey
Got it.
realm. But I originally started making music because of that side of me. My grandma, her name is actually Soledad, and she used to sing to me all the time growing up. And I feel like that was the first time I was like, oh my God, I love music. I love when somebody sings. Like, I love a voice. I love, like, hearing that. And when she passed away is when I first started writing. I feel like that was, like, my first being like, okay, I'm sad. Like, my brain, there's too much going on here. Like, write it down. So, yeah, that's another reason why my artist name is Racquel Soledad. Like, yeah, it's my middle name, but it's just very prominent to, like, everything that I've built, really.
What comes first for you? Or does it kind of flip-flop? Like, if you are inspired or you're feeling a lot, what's the first thing that you go to before it becomes something we listen to? Is it the words? Is it the music? Is it the movement? Like, what's the first part usually?
I usually sulk and lay in bed for a little bit.
So true.
Not a lot,
Wow,
just a
yeah,
little
hell
bit.
yeah. Relatable.
A lot. I'm sitting in bed and writing at the same
There
time.
you go, yeah.
No,
That's called multitasking.
yeah. No, I feel like writing for sure. Writing is definitely my first like stage of like, okay, get this out of me. Rather, it's just like literally writing. It doesn't even make any sense. Doesn't have to rhyme. Doesn't say anything. And then a lot of my music comes from hearing a beat first as well. Like I'll hear something and it'll automatically like hit a little switch in my brain. I'm like, okay, this reminds me of this, and right away like. There's times where I can write something in like 5 minutes. I'm like, what the fuck was that? Where did that come from? I don't even know what. Like,
Start in there.
yeah, literally.
Sure.
So, yeah, it's always different. But I feel like dance is kind of the last,
Part to
Yeah.
get added on.
just
Yeah.
brings it all together.
Yeah, no, it is. It's the icing on top. It's the cherry.
Yeah.
For sure.
If people want to keep up with it, want to see what you're doing dance-wise, want to listen to the music, want to catch up on shows, because you be on out here.
I was telling Tommy that today. I was like, I don't know what's going on in life. I'm just moving. He was like, you better get used to it. And I'm like, I know. I was
What
thinking
you
about
do
that
is you
literally.
get Tommy to do a calendar for you. He has services that he designs.
true, yeah.
You know, like let's
And he's
ask
looking
Tommy,
for employment.
Musically, Tommy, what are you doing musically?
Yeah, he's
Oh no, we never
Failing.
seen it.
he's looking for
When
employment.
can we find
since
you
he's
on
not
the
working
internet
here
was
anymore.
the end of my
Please.
question.
You can find me under RacquelSoledad.com. That has absolutely everything about me. I love my
I hear
website.
a lot of people are getting websites. That's what I
Yeah,
hear.
the
That's
fuck?
what I
It's
hear.
because Instagram dead. We hate that.
We do hate Instagram.
I'm so bad with content, with posting on Instagram, writing out a caption, any of that shit. Like, so I love my
You just gotta
website.
start
I think my
using your
website's so
lyrics.
cute. Yeah, right.
Just start.
So
Why don't I?
actually,
that part.
Hire me.
No.
Actually, fuck Tommy. Hire me.
My social media manager right
Also,
here.
I am
obviously,
now on the
you're
team.
gonna be at South by, right? Is this first time?
First time, yeah.
It's
First time ever even traveling over there at all. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It will be fun.
super exciting. Yeah, I mean, I think you're gonna fucking kill it. And
They're gonna try to steal you.
yeah, and we've got some sponsors and some things to plug. And while we do that, I'm gonna ask you a question to mull over, because you got an amazing team, you got a lot of really good dancers. Who's your favorite? All right, go for it.
And we got
Think about it.
Chillbean.
Think about it. We got
It's me. I
Chillbean.
just joined the
Favorite.
team.
Hey, Chill Bean got no chill. or
Don't got no chill.
so
Every butt needs a bean.
Everybody
So
needs
true.
a bean. They're our sponsor or
Yeah.
one of them. You could be a sponsor. No,
You
you
really
I,
could.
I
you
can't
could
wait to
be
chill
sponsor.
on a
My
bean.
Cash App is
Hey.
$. No, I'm kidding.
Okay, but yeah. So look, you can see these chill beans on our way to South by Southwest.
At South by Southwest.
And during Backwoods and Bonfires. So make sure you get
And
you a
maybe
chill
one
bean.
in my living room. 'Cause
Yeah,
And,
right.
One of those.
Yeah,
You're about to find
who's
all of us
So who's your
chilling on
favorite?
Yeah, who's
For real.
You can think about it more.
Yeah.
All right. So look, thank you for
I don't
being
have a
a
favorite.
wonderful guest.
Yeah,
You
thanks
know,
for coming by.
enjoy the casino tonight. You know, when you get to walk
Yeah.
around and spend some money from what is it, the play card? You know, you
Yeah,
get to do your
yeah,
Hell
thing.
yeah. Win some money to go.
Yeah, hey,
Yeah,
On our trip.
fund the trip.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
literally.
I'm trying
That's
to-
what we thought.
That's my goal tonight.
If
110,000.
everybody
shit.
combined their money, we could buy a house. You know.
That's
House.
my plan. That's my plan.
So this is
I'm barely Hispanic.
Just Racquel.
I'm Reyes Poetry. Thank you, Racquel, Soledad.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
Of course.
So I'm
Hey,
on the team now.
You know,
Yeah, that's my
catch us.
favorite.